The air splits with a terrifying shriek. Artillery incoming. For the soldier, there's no armor, no fortress, only the cold earth. Instinct takes over. He digs, frantic, desperate, racing the storm of shrapnel about to descend. The soil is his only ally, his hope for survival. This act, clawing at the ground, is one of the oldest survival tactics in war. The foxhole isn't a grand strategy, it's a personal act of self-preservation. Here in the mud and chaos, the soldier becomes a creature of the earth, burrowing for protection. The world shrinks to this patch of ground, this desperate excavation. Every inch of depth is another chance at life. Across WW2's battlefields, from Normandy to the Pacific, this scene played out millions of times. A man, a shovel, and the unyielding earth. In this humble pit, the story of survival begins, not with heroics, but with quiet endurance and ingenuity. The foxhole was more than a defensive position. It was a sanctuary dug from fear. It was a temporary home carved from necessity. In the end, survival started with the earth itself. At the heart of survival was a simple tool. The entrenching shovel, not a weapon but often more valuable than a rifle. Compact, sturdy, always at hand. It was a soldier's silent partner. The rhythmic scrape and thud of digging became the soundtrack of war. Soldiers learned to use it efficiently, slicing roots, breaking rock, conserving energy. It was more than a shovel. It chopped wood, hammered stakes, and in desperation became a weapon. Soldiers cared for it, sharpened it, kept it ready. It was the key to unlocking the earth's protection. Digging under fire was exhausting, but the tool in hand was a symbol of defiance. It meant refusing to be a passive target, fighting for survival with strength and grit. The entrenching tool was the soldier's will, forged in steel and wood. Digging a foxhole was an art, not just brute force. A poorly placed hole could be fatal. Veterans read the land, seeking concealment at a wood's edge, a hill's base, or a shallow depression. The field of fire mattered protection, but also the ability to see and shoot. The best spot was just below a hill's crest, hidden but with a clear view. Soil type was crucial. Sand collapsed, clay was tough, rock was brutal but protective. Soldiers tested the ground, knowing their choice meant comfort or danger. They learned to see the world as cover and opportunity, not just landscape. This tactical awareness turned digging into survival strategy. The first foxhole was a frantic, shallow trench, just enough to survive. But as danger eased, soldiers improved it, turning a hole into a fortress. They dug grenade sumps, deep pits to absorb blasts. Firing steps let them shoot and duck for cover. Overhead they built roofs from logs, metal, and earth, shielding from shrapnel and eyes above. Drainage channels diverted water. Floors were lined with branches or crates to fight mud and disease. Each improvement was born of necessity and creativity. The foxhole became a complex, livable home. It was a testament to adaptation under fire. From panic to protection, the earth became a fortress. Life in a foxhole was a test of endurance. Against enemy fire and the elements, soldiers baled water, improvised stoves, and shared warmth to survive the cold and wet. Ingenuity kept them healthy and sane. The psychological strain was immense, but camaraderie was the strongest shield. Two men in a foxhole became brothers, sharing rations, watch, and hope. This bond turned isolation into shared struggle. The lessons of the foxhole go beyond war, resilience, preparation, and adaptation. The foxhole symbolizes the refusal to surrender. Even under fire, creativity and cooperation carved out survival. Our greatest strength lies not in weapons, but in our ability to adapt and endure. The spirit of the foxhole is the belief that, with courage, we can turn the ground beneath us into hope.